My name is K. Koteshwarao. I am from IT department from SMEC St. Martin Engineering College. I am giving a smart demo about software engineering. First of all, what is software engineering? Here, software is the combination of programs. What could programs contain? Programs containing source code and object code. What is source code? Source code is a program contains the instructions that could be prepared by the programmer. What is the object code? Object code is the output of the program. Source code plus object code plus program is equal to documentation plus user manual is known as software. And who is the engineer here? Engineering is the programmer developer who implements, who maintains and creates the program is the software engineering. What is software engineering definition? A systematic approach to analysis, design, implementation and maintenance of a software is known as software engineering. Software engineering, here software is combination of source code plus object code. The combination of source code plus object code is equal to program. Program plus program plus documentation plus user manual is equal to software. What is engineering? Here are the engineer who develop the software and who maintains the software, who implements the software. And what is the definition of software engineering? A systematic approach to analysis, design and implementation of a software is known as software engineering. In software engineering, we have two types. Here software engineering two types. First one is system software, second one is application software. What is system software? System software is the mother of all softwares. It is nothing but a operating system. For example, Linux and Linux, Windows. And what is the application software? Application software is the selfly implemented program which helps the user to develop a own software or own application. For examples, we are using web browser and word processor and image processing are the examples of application software. Not only these are, for example, we are using social media like Facebook, WhatsApp and Instagram. These are the examples of application softwares. In a software engineering, the software engineering made by the layers. What are the layers we have in software engineering? In a software engineering, there are so many layers, but we have using these four layers: tools, methods, process and quality. When making of any software, anyone wants the quality. It is a lengthy process and day by day the quality is improved by the software. To develop the good software, the quality is main process. And next one, process. Process is is the main method. First, when a programmer ready to develop the software, first of all he has the processing, what he has to do and what he has to implement, and methods. Here methods are the what to do, how to do, and here tools. What are the tools? The software using to implement a software, and what are the instructions and what are the uh, programs that could be implemented in these tools using of a development of a software. And next one is SDLC. What is SDLC? SDLC stands for Software Development Life Cycle. What is the use of software development life cycle? For any development of a software, the main thing is the software will follow the software development life cycle. Using of this software development life cycle, the methods are, the programs are by the step by step process starting to ending that are kept in this life cycle. According to this life cycle, the software is implemented and maintained. What are the main objects we have in software development life cycle? First one is planning, design, development, testing, these are the basic steps that could be followed by the software development life cycle. We have a small diagram about SDLC. This is the diagram for software development life cycle. First one is planning. When you have to develop a software, the customer or programmer sitting in a hall and discussing about how to develop the software, what the user wants or companies want. According to that, the programmer will planning to customer or companies. According to that, he has to develop the software. What is the analysis? After completion of the planning, we are going to analysis. In this analysis, how to do, how much numbers we are required to implement the software, and what is the customer needs. According to that, we have analyzed, and that going to design. In designing, what are the structures and what are the methods we are implementing in that implementation of a software. And after designing, we are developing the software, implementing programs and instructions and codes to the that software, and we are developing. And next one is, after developing the software, we are testing it is correctly working or not. This is the main phase of any software development. Testing is the main phase, whether it is working properly or not. And main thing is, if the software is developed, the user must be understand, because user is the first person. He has accepted the software and he has ready to know how to install and how to use the software. According to that, the programmers will explain the documentation in a installation process and testing process, and user guidelines will be given by the software engineer. After testing, he has to implement the software, and finally maintaining. Maintain is the good thing for any software implementation. By the day by day or year by year, the software is implementing new technologies. According to new technologies, what is the user wants, according to that the software is developed. In SDLC, we have several models. First one is these are the different models we have using in software engineering that could be in the software development life cycle. First one is waterfall model. In software development life cycle, waterfall model is one of the famous model and old model to implement and to making of a software. It is the main thing that software using in a development of a software. What is waterfall model? What is the use of waterfall model? It is a linear method, step by step process. In that we have a diagram for that waterfall model. This is the diagram shows it is the step by step process. When you are going to plan, you have to plan according to the software, what the user or what the customer wants to develop the software, and after completion of the planning, you have to go to design process. Otherwise, you don't know when planning is not done correctly and how you can go to design without knowing any proper information. Using of this model, you doesn't go to the another step. When one step is completed, you have to go to the another steps. This is the main disadvantage of using of this waterfall model. In this model, advantage, it is a advantage for easily understand and it has a pure documentation. And the disadvantage is, one thing is you have to go after completion of this step, you have to go for the second one. After that, you have to go for the third one. For a planning is the process of making a software. After planning is completed, you have to design the software. After design the software, you have to test the software. After test the software, you have to implement the software. After implement the software, you have to maintain the software. It is the step by step process. And next model is spiral model. This is the another model we are using in a software development life cycle. It consists of, it shows like a tortoise coil, and the diagram is we are following the clockwise direction. This diagram we follow the clockwise direction. Here is the plan. This is the diagram for spiral model. First one is according to software development. First we have to plan, and after that, what is the risk for that management or that customer wants to developing the software? Any risk that after completion of the risk we are going to design and development. Using of these design methods, using design, maintain, testing and implementation method, we are preparing the software. What is the use of spiral model? After using of waterfall model, if any problems occur, and we have to complete the software in a fast manner with low cost of efficiency. We are using for this model for development the software for the fast purpose. It is a clockwise direction. One by one it is follows from starting here to ending. It is follows the clockwise direction. After all the same things it is happen in the development life cycle. We have followed the SDLC instructions according to we are planning the models. This is the second model in SDLC. Next one, agile methodology. What is agile methodology? Using of agile method. What is agile? Agile is the process of making the software quickly. Using a waterfall model and spiral model, it is the lengthy process and time taking and cost efficiency. Using of this agile method, we are using quick and fast and reliable software, and this is a implementation process. Using of this implementation process, the step by step we are using SDLC life cycle. These are the main things for any software development. Using of these methods, after implementing the software using the agile method, it is changed by 2-3 months, because any software is after making of software it needs the implementation and it needs new techniques, and we have to implement that new techniques and new approaches for the implemented software. After implementing this, after 2-3 months we are implementing another one. Okay, in agile method we are using life cycle, and after 2-3 months we are using another life cycle for the better quality and better implementation of new another techniques. Design of software, definitions of software engineering. These are the discipline approaches, and it is a quality focus and team collaboration process after implementation of a software. And what are the types we are using in a software engineering? For web development, mobile app development, game development and data science. Here what is the data science? Data science is a sequential process of store the data in a computer science. It is known as data science. And the evaluating role of the software, how from 1950 to present, how the software is evaluated and how the software is implemented. First we are using 1950s batch operating systems. After that we are using real time, and after that database management. After that we are using AI. AI means machine learning and artificial intelligence, how the machines are interacted with the humans with the implementation of a programs. Software engineering, a layered technology. And layers of the software, already we have discussed what is the what are the layers we have in this implementation of a software. After that, here explain the SDLC, software development life cycle. After that, unified modeling language. What is unified modeling language? UML. It is a graphical representation of any object. Why we are giving graphical representation? When we are going to prepare a software, first of all, you have to plan. According to plan, you have to design. What is the implementation you are giving in software? In graphically, we are showing the using of this UML diagrams, we are showing the how we are representing software. It is the main thing for any development of a software, not only software or many things present in the generation. This is the main thing. Using of UML diagrams, we have several diagrams. First one is use case diagram, next one class diagram, sequence diagram, state machine diagram, state chart diagram, component diagram, deployment diagram, and sequence diagram. Using of these diagrams, how we are representing designs, and the designs suitable for the certain object, that is nothing but software. For example, this is activity diagram. This is activity diagram. Using of this activity diagram, how we are representing the symbols. Here this is the activity symbol, and how the activity flowed between one object to another object. Here using of class diagram, we are representing the final structure of the software, and it is followed by step Here the arrows represents the flow of the software from one object to another object, and this is the class diagram. Same class diagram and activity diagram showing the same life cycles, and class diagram also uses the structure, basic structure of the basic structure of the diagrams. And next one, use case diagram. Using of use case diagram, in use case diagram, the functionality is represented using this use case diagram, and we have several diagram, and using of software development, according to that plan, we have to give the certain. Okay, this is the video for what we are discussed in from starting to the ending. This is the video representation one by one, step by step. What is the things and what is the object we have in software engineering. Okay, UML diagrams. What is UML stands for? Unified Modeling Language. What is the use of Unified Modeling Language? We are giving the graphical representation of any object. We have several diagrams in UML. First one is class diagram. What is the use of class diagram? In this class diagram, we are using the structure of the objects, and in that objects, the flow is followed by the step by step, and one object to another object. This is the diagram for class. In this is the class, name of the object, and it has the attributes. And what is the attributes means? For example, you are going to give the structure of a admin panel. In an admin panel, what is the student details we are giving? Student name and ID, name, date of birth, and etc. Here operations. What are the operations that could be followed in a class diagram? Next one is use case diagram. In use case diagram, we have one actor. It represents the functionality, and we have using use case symbol. This is the use case symbol for the purpose of, and we are using another use case, and here another actor. For suppose we are taking to implement a software authentication. Here is the actor who is the applicant, and here is the admin. Okay, for suppose what here applicant, what applicant doing when applying the software, he has first of all write the application, start the application. After that he has checking the status. This only process of only two things. User can access, he has to create the software, it is successfully completed or not. Here is the admin, he is the main processor of the any application. He has the access to both, it is correctly written or not, or he has to dispatch the certain application, that is nothing but passport. These are things mainly present in the use case diagram. First one is an actor representing the functionality, and this is the symbol that is followed by one. In a passport, for example, in a passport authentication, this is the actor is the applicant who applies the passport, and after applying the passport, he checks the status of the password. Here is the admin. He checks the whether there is the name is correct or not, address is correct or not, and submission process is correctly or not, he is the correct person or not for giving the passport, and he dispatches the passport. This is the main thing that could be using for the use case diagram. And we have some another diagrams also. For every diagram contains its functionality and it is the working process. Using of these UML diagrams, we are representing data in a graphical model. Okay, thank you for listening.